Let me just start by saying that I'm glad Chuck Steiner, the dean of our delegation, went first and used the wheel. If I had to do it, I would have had to use a horse, and trying to get that analogy would have been really difficult for us. But I'll give you one quick tip so at least you go out of here with something of value. Next summer at the Saratoga Racecourse, if you see Todd Pletcher as the trainer and Johnny Velazquez as the jockey, bet it. You have a pretty good shot at winning there. From the cities of Albany to Saratoga, from Troy to Schenectady, all of the towns and villages in between in our 4 counties, what we're really seeing is the rise of the creative class right in front of us. And you could say we have a long history, in fact, of being creative. Think back to the turning point of the American Revolution, right at the Saratoga battlefield. How did the Americans defeat the British troops that were far more prepared, far better supplied? They were creative. Think about Schenectady in the late 1800s and the birth of General Electric Company, deemed one of the most creative companies at the time, and they still are today. Today in our region, we have artists and architects, engineers and entertainers, fitness studios and fine art, museums and medical devices, tailors and teleworkers, dreamers and doers. Our 4 organizations, 5 organizations counting CEG, along with dozens of local businesses, along with foundations and nonprofits, are teaming up this year to try to better understand the creative economy and the number of jobs that are being created and the economic output that's occurring. We're trying to figure out where all of those artisans and artists, architects and engineers are, and how we can continue to grow that portion of the economy. So look for information coming out in the coming months ahead on how you can get involved in helping us to measure and sustain that. Speaking of dreamers and doers, Bill Dake, who's the owner of a reasonably successful local billion-dollar company called Stewart Shops, told me a couple of years ago that our 4 counties have become a global destination, and we added in for tourist talent and trade. We have world-class destinations that attract world-class entertainment, SPAC, Proctors, MPAC, you know all the list. We have world-class colleges and universities that bring talent from around the world here. RPI, the College of Nanoscale Science, Union College, Skidmore. There's really so many of them. We have world-class employers. I mentioned GE earlier, Global Foundries, the M&W Group, the Albany Medical Center, that are attracting talent and people to our region. In my backyard, quite frankly, literally, the Saratoga Racecourse is the oldest sporting venue in the U.S. It attracts people from around the world. They stay in all 4 counties. They live and play here in all 4 counties, whether they have to pay $3 or $5 to get into the track. All of us together work. One of the things we've got to do, and with all of your help, if we're going to be a world-class region, we have to make sure that our communities, our businesses, the shops, the hotels, the municipalities, the town halls, the village halls, that we are welcoming to people from all over the world, and that we are inclusive when new people choose to live here and to join our community. We have to welcome them, we have to engage them, we have to include them, and all of us have been working on that for a number of years. All of us believe that when tomorrow arrives, it'll arrive by plane, train, cars, bikes, you name it. Mark spoke about the efforts to improve service at the Albany International Airport. We're also, all of us, working very closely with CDTA and are big supporters of their rapid transit bus system. Public transportation is critically important, and if you think about it in the global context, many of the folks who are coming here do not drive. So public transportation is absolutely critical to them. One of my favorite advocacy points, and I want to ask for your help with this, we've all been talking about this for years. One of these days this will eventually get done. I quite frankly can't figure out why it's so hard. Why doesn't Amtrak and DOT allow bikes on trains? We have 10 million people that live in Montreal and New York City that would love to come to our area. They don't have cars in all cases, but they have bikes. You have bike share systems, ride systems in those 2 great cities, and people can't bring their bikes. We have 5Ks and turkey trots. We have all sorts of hiking and biking trails. Our communities have done extraordinary work building these networks publicly funded in many cases, of hiking and biking trails. So let's get Amtrak and DOT to allow bikes on trains. It's a quality of life opportunity for us. What can you do? Go to change.org. Search for New York bikes on trains, and you will see a petition. Send it to your friends. Get them all to sign on there. I promise you, all of us are doing advocacy on that. And if you really want to see how great our quality of life is, I'm going to give you 4 tips. I would say come to Saratoga Springs tonight and take part in the Victorian Street Walk. It's the only time of the year that we shut down Broadway, and you can literally walk out into the middle of Broadway and have a great time. I'm sure Linda wants me to make sure you come this Sunday to the Troy Victorian Stroll. Again, another great opportunity to have some fun in Troy. I'm sure Mark, sometime over this weekend, or whenever you've got some time in the next couple weeks, wants you to go to the Capitol Holiday Lights in Albany's Washington Park. It's great. We've brought our kids there every year for a number of years. And Chuck might suggest that you visit Proctor's and see the Northeast Ballet's performance of the Nutcracker this Saturday or Sunday. If you really want to see what we're all about, that's what it is. And my final request to all of you is we just celebrated Shop Small this past Saturday. We want you to shop small every day, because at the end of the day, it's the small businesses and entrepreneurs, those who have created, that have made our communities what they are today. Thank you.